Sunny War. Hello? How you doing?
Alright.
That's good to hear, good to
How you
hear.
doing?
I'm doing pretty good, and thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. I listened to almost all of your catalog. There's still a few couple of records that I hadn't heard yet, but I bought your Anarchist Gospel, the CD. So I just you're an amazing musician. Let me say that first and foremost.
Thanks.
So, of course. What is your story? Like, where are you from? I just heard about you about a month ago from Steve Ignorant. He shared your cover of Do They Yo What's the Living? Of course I do. And I was like, damn, she's awesome. So what's your story?
I was born in Nashville, Tennessee, but me and my family moved to Los Angeles when I was 12. I feel like I grew up in LA.
Yeah, I get you.
And I started out busking on the boardwalk as a teenager, and then I was a busker for really pretty much till I was like 26.
Damn. I've been to LA a few times. I saw you on Jimmy Kimmel Live, and I'm very curious as to how you went from, independent musician to all the way up there.
Like when I was like around 21, I had made my first EP, and I printed it out.
Is that Worthless?
Yeah.
It's a sick album. I love that. It's very, very, very heart. I don't own it yet, but I want to.
Yeah, that one I haven't really printed in a long time.
You should totally do that. I would totally buy it.
I started out selling that CD out of my guitar case, and then I also made cards because I was trying to get gigs. So I started slowly playing around like different clubs around, and then eventually I met this guy Harlan in Venice Beach who has his own studio, and I ended up making like 3 records with him.
Which records were those?
With the Sun, Shell of a Girl, and Simple Syrup.
I saw the music video of Shell of a Girl. Was that actually filmed in South Africa? It looks like it, because I haven't been there, but I've got friends who are from there.
I had a friend who had footage from a trip she went on, and she used that to make the video.
Wow, that's a fucking amazing video, gotta say. Touching.
Then after Simple Syrup, then I got an off New West Records, and I just took it.
Hell yeah. Are they treating you well?
It seems good.
Well, that's good to hear. I'm a noise artist myself, which you are far more talented than I am. I make guitars make noises they're not supposed to make. When I first heard you, I was like, holy hell. As like Jimmy Kimmel said, your folk, your gospel, your roots. And I can hear the emotion and the heart in your voice. I've watched a bunch of your music videos. Anarchist Gospel is your newest record, correct?
Yeah.
So what's the story of this one?
I guess, like, I had to make a record for the New West deal, and I just kind of forced myself to just write a bunch of songs, I guess.
What was the name from?
Well, because I feel like it definitely is not trying to be gospel, but there's, like, a lot of choir singing.
Yeah.
And I think there's like a gospel vibe to it.
There definitely is.
I'm an atheist, so I wanted it, but I still think that we can have gospel.
Yeah, I mean, it's a
inspirational.
sound.
As long as it's uplifting and inspirational, it can be non-religious gospel.
Absolutely, yeah. That's what I kind of took it as too.
For me, it just means that. It's just non-religious gospel.
A middle finger towards the system and just anarchist gospel, because I've seen a bunch of your music videos, I've read a lot about you online, and from what I can see, and you tour around all the time, and you're singing your soul out there. You're writing your own stuff, expressing your soul, very punk rock.
It's kind of punk, but it's not punk. I don't know.
Well, by ethos, by the ethics of it.
It's influenced by punk.
Yeah, so you know.
Because I've been not arguing, but I don't know. It's like, I get it, like, people be like, that's not folk punk. And I'm like, I didn't say it was folk punk. Like, it's just weird because it's like I grew up squatting and like,
you grew up squatting?
Hitchhiking. Yeah. Since I
Where
was,
at?
like, 14.
In LA or Tennessee?
In LA, in San Francisco, in Oregon, in New York. I just used to travel a lot. And that's why I really, really got into folk music, was because I was busking all the time.
Damn.
Then it's like just weird. But it's like I didn't grow up like this. It's like I was into punk only, and I just slowly got really into blues and really into folk. But I think it was mostly because I was like, acoustic music was all we had.
Yeah, I mean, it's you strap a guitar to your back and hit a train, you know, or bus or
So
whatever.
then it's like when people are like, "That's not folk punk," I'm just like, "It's not," but it's still. I feel like I was living. I can't explain it. I don't know.
No, I get it. It's like eat a
I'm
dick.
not like
It is.
I'm not doing acoustic discharge covers, but I do still feel like I'm still punk.
You are totally fucking punk. Pardon my French on here, but you are totally punk rock. You're wearing the Germs. You're wearing X-ray specs. You did a Crass cover. You got shouted out by Steve Ignorant. I mean, you are punk rock as hell. And plus there's quite a few artists out there who are acoustic punkers, and there's nothing wrong with that. So you are totally punk rock, son. You're amazing.
I think that sometimes it's like people get into other shit, you know?
Yeah, it's just natural.
Like, I still listen to punk, but I also like to listen to just straight up jazz or bluegrass, or just like I like a lot of like French music. And then it's like certain shit, like I listen to Nina Simone and I feel like she's punk.
I don't know who that is, but
she was like back in the day, like she was just like, she was a classically trained pianist, but she was a black woman living in the Jim Crow era.
Ooh.
And like basically became like a civil rights activist through her music.
I'm gonna have to look into her.
She's punk rock too, you know?
Punk is about attitude.
She was an extremely political musician, but it's like, but it's jazz, you know what I mean? Like she was playing like jazz and like classical and like blues, but her lyrics were very like hardcore, a lot of them. It's like, I don't know, it's like listening, it's kind of like listening to Bob Marley and then knowing like a certain story behind the song. It's sort of like, that was a very rebellious certain song. And there's just a lot of like, sometimes I just listen to Woody Guthrie and I'm like, that's fucking punk.
Yes, it is. I mean, X from Los Angeles, highly inspired by Woody Guthrie. That's just the truth of it.
It's like the same spirit.
And hell, Exene of X, famous quote by her, punk music is nothing more than folk sped up.
Yeah, especially X.
I love X. I'm here in the Philippines, and sorry, I did not mean to accidentally call you during your lunch break. I should have texted you first. My sincerest apologies for that. But I was excited. I was like, yes! One of your music videos I gotta point out that really cracked me up because of the way you performed it is Orange Man, about Trump. I love that. How'd you do that? Like, tell me about that video.
Well, that was like before the last election. I just like filmed it with my phone and just edited it on iMovie.
Do you film all of your videos, or is just that one, or most of them, or?
I only did that one, and that was more because like in LA people were really like having to. COVID was really bad in LA. It was impossible to get people to make a video at that time.
Yeah,
because like we were at a point. Pretty much everybody had COVID. Like everybody I knew had COVID. That's fucked up.
What made me crack up the most, honestly, in that video. I love the video. Production value A+. When you put the mask of
Melania.
Yeah, her. The way you dance with her mask on. Oh my god, that's great. How on earth did you get on Jimmy Kimmel Live? I know you're on Kelly Clarkson. I saw you on there.
I don't know. I guess he reached out to the label about it. I don't really know how that happened.
He reached out to you? That's amazing.
I don't know if it was him or his team or whatever. I don't know.
What was it like playing on national television, though?
I was just pretty nervous, and like basically me and the band were all nervous because it was just something.
I would be too.
Like we like playing, but I think anything with the camera is just kind of awkward.
I know you got invited to Kelly Clarkson's. What's she like? I actually grew up listening to a lot of her country music. What's she like in person?
I never met her. You just filmed it and sent it to her. We just filmed it in Nashville and sent it to her.
Did you get to meet Jimmy at least?
Yeah, briefly.
Briefly? What was that like? Did he say anything to you?
He seemed nice. It just was like, he said hi to us like a couple minutes before we had to go play, but it was like just, we were already really just not feeling good. So it was like, we were just really nervous and it was uncomfortable. Not because of him, but
because it's national television.
Yeah, it was just like, just seems scary. I don't know. And then
Yeah.
it's like me and my drummer and my guitar player have played festivals where there's like way more people, but it was just like we were just really all of us were just not feeling it.
One thing I was kind of noticing about his particular one is, did he interview you at all?
No.
What the fuck? I was looking for that because I saw the live footage of No Reason, which I'm about to ask you about that trick in a second, but I was like, okay, Jimmy Kimmel live, Sunny War interview. Nothing came up, and I'm like, he usually interviews artists.
We were just a musical guest. I think that's more for like if you're a really known artist. I don't think.
Oh.
Because he does just have bands too, just random.
I don't really watch him regularly. I watch Jimmy Fallon because Jimmy Fallon's a shit. But Jimmy Kimmel, his personality is a bit different than what I enjoy because Jimmy Fallon's a lot more fun to watch. But what's the story behind No Reason? Because I know that's probably your hit song, or at least close to it. How'd you write that one?
Well, that one I just wanted to use the guitar riff. I just had the music for a while as a demo, and then I just had to write something. It's hard to get lyrics that could fit into it, so it kind of mostly came together just because I needed the lyrics to be short syllabled to be able to fit into the guitar part. It's just a random song. I just wanted that riff, really.
Interesting. What future plans do you have?
Well, most of the year is touring already. It's already kind of booked up, and then I hope to write in between, but I'm not really gonna be home very often.
And again, thank you for giving me your time. I know you're extremely busy, which is why, to a degree, like I saw you were on a national tour, and I was like, oh fuck, there's no way she's gonna respond to me. And I was like, I woke up to a message from you, and I was like, oh my god. I interview a lot of punk rock artists. How did you get in contact with Steve? Because I saw a Facebook post that you said you were going to be collaborating with Steve. What's going on with that?
Well, first I got interviewed by Mojo Magazine.
Mojo Magazine?
And they asked, because I kind of referenced Crass in the last song on Anarka Gospel, and they asked about that in the interview, and they were like, and they just asked, like, so you're into Crass? And then, like, I just talked about Crass, and then they kind of made that the headline of the Mojo article. And I guess Steve saw that, and then he posted that on his Instagram. And then I reposted that, he posted that. And then
I mean, I would too.
The PR guy from New West Records was like, I think I can get you and Steve Ignorant to do a podcast together, because there's Talk House podcast where they try to get two different musicians to have a conversation. So we ended up doing that podcast, and then we did it twice actually, because the first time we did the podcast we ended up like talking shit about San Francisco a lot somehow. And then, like, a couple days later, Steve was like, I want to redo it because I don't want to air that. So then we did it again, but we did it over Zoom. So the second time we did the podcast over Zoom, I was, like, wearing my Crash shirt, and then he was like, where did you get that bootleg shirt? And I was like, friend made it. And he was like, oh, okay, if your friend made it, it's okay.
That's awesome.
And then, but we talked about, like, kind of writing and stuff, and then he mentioned it's hard for him to work on new songs because he doesn't play any instruments, and his bandmates don't really live close to him. So then I was like, I'll play guitar for you. And then he was like, all right. Like, and I was like, no, for real. Like, I'm going to send you some tracks. So I already sent him, like, a couple, but now he's saying he's going to try to meet up when he comes to, I guess he's going to tour the States in September.
That's awesome.
So we're going to meet up. We're going to try to do, like, a couple songs.
Holy shit, that's amazing.
I would like for it to be like a whole album, though. I guess we should just see how it goes.
That's amazing. And I do like the fact that he knew that what you were wearing was not official from him. Like, that is kind of funny in my opinion.
He's going to send me a different shirt and a flag.
A flag! Holy crap, that's amazing. I wish I had a Crash flag. Tell me about...
I don't know how long it's going to take to come in the mail, though.
Probably fucking a month or so. Tell me about Simple Syrup. That's the other album. I've listened to, just to give you an idea, Worthless, Red, White, and Blue, With the Sun, Shell of a Girl, Simple Syrup, and Anarchist Gospel. Those are the ones that I've heard so far. I don't own them all. I just...
Yeah,
damn, I've done good homework.
Except for one that's on YouTube called Cheat. That was my first one.
Tell me about Simple Syrup.
That one I think was that one came out in 2020.
The pandemic
And
year.
yeah, I don't know that I can't. I mean, I like the album, but I feel like it kind of makes me sad because I didn't really get to tour when it came out,
That's
so it
story
kind
of
of
my
bums me
first
out.
album. Who designed the artwork on it?
This guy from his name's Henry Lipkiss, and he's like a New Orleans-based artist, but
Yeah.
he's from Venice though. So I met him in Venice.
Yeah, I read that you toured in Venice, actually.
Who toured in Venice?
I read on a blog that people saw you playing. Okay, it wasn't necessarily a tour, but people
I
saw
mean
you
Venice
playing in
Beach.
Venice.
Venice Beach,
Oh, fuck. Okay.
not Venice, Italy. Yeah, I've never
Oh.
been to Venice, Italy, but I would like to one day.
The person specifically said they saw you playing in Venice, and I was like, damn. She's going really far with her music.
Nah, I grew up in Venice Beach.
Venice Beach, okay. That's a big difference there. The last video I saw here was Mama's Milk. What's the inspiration for the video there?
It's from a video Bob Dylan did
Bob
where
Dylan.
he's dropping signs, all the lyrics to a song. I can't even think of the song. It wasn't a music video. It was like from a movie, but it was technically a music video in a movie. Bob Dylan's dropping all the last words of every verse of a song like that. So I kind of wanted to do like just like a little shout out kind of.
That's awesome. What about the sax player in the wall?
That's the guy who's really playing. He's the one who played the sax on the song. He's a friend of my producer who lives in the neighborhood, and we needed saxophone on the song, and so we just called him and he came and played the saxophone on it.
That's awesome. When I watch your music videos, they all seem very, very, very DIY. They're not over the top in production. Like, they're just very punk rock, honestly. Who are some of your biggest musical influences?
I like stuff for different reasons. I guess I like Elliott Smith a lot.
Elliott Smith, that's a good one.
Because nothing I really like is really, I don't think of it as an influence. I just really like it. But I feel like that ends up influencing me, but not really in a way that makes sense.
No, it's hey, this is
I don't
expression of
really
you.
know.
I just care about how you feel about things. That's what I'm getting at. Like for me, Sonic Youth, Melt Banana, Beastie Boys, TSOL. I'm kind of a soup of everything that I listen to a degree, with my own unique twist.
I guess like Bad Brains was like the first band where I tried to learn everything on guitar.
Can you play
kid.
Pay to Come?
Yeah, I could play pretty much every Bad Brains song.
Woo. Damn, that's fucking talent right there. Have you seen them live at all?
No,
Damn.
they haven't been. I mean, I guess there was like HR doing reggae stuff where I could have went, but not really like him trying to do Bad Brains.
What's the scene? So you're in Tennessee right now, or you're in LA right now?
I'm in Tennessee right now. I'm still on the road. I'm in Knoxville.
Knoxville. Have you ever played in Memphis?
Not yet. I'd like to though.
Where would you like to play in Memphis?
I don't know. I haven't spent enough time there to know where to play. I just hung out like a couple days.
Where in Nashville should people go to see good music?
The basement is cool though.
The basement? That's a venue?
Yeah, there's two basements. There's the basement east, and then there's the basement. Oh, I saw Napalm Death at the basement in Nashville.
Damn. That's awesome. I haven't seen them, but I'm a big fan of them though.
Exit In. A place called Exit In. That place, I think it closed, but it's getting reopened.
Alright, well, I'll keep an eye on it. And in your opinion, and there's no right answer, no wrong answer, what are the most pressing issues in America you currently see that need a hardcore fixing?
Probably like the housing crisis. I guess the economy. I care, but I don't care. I do care, but I would rather see a completely different thing. But if it's just talking about fixing the system or whatever, I would say like just people just being able to have a livable wage without it being like impossible to live anywhere.
Yeah. I mean,
I would like to see what it would be like without having to be born into something that somebody else made up.
Like, what do you mean by that?
Like I didn't ask to have a social security number. I don't really think it's fair that I was just given one.
Oh, damn, that's pretty deep there.
I didn't ask to agree. This person gets to own this land, and this person gets. I didn't agree to any of it, and I don't see how they have that say and I don't. I don't understand how anybody owns anything.
The structure in which
I
we
feel
were
like
born into. You
I
can't.
didn't agree to it, so I don't get why I have to go along with it.
How would you propose changing the way it is?
But
Okay,
it's gonna
understand?
really just all have to just like crash for before. That's the only. I guess like politically, I just want the apocalypse so that we can have a chance at like something different. Because I don't see how else we would get that chance.
Damn, that is the anarchist gospel. I hate to see everything come to an end, but like that's probably the only way the system's gonna change is if it falls apart to the point that it has to be reformed from the bottom up.
Yeah, I think that's what I want.
When something is this broken and destroyed and corrupt, it's almost impossible to change it.
Yeah, I just want a fair chance for people to just try something else completely. I think mostly like kind of almost like the old times, like just bartering and trading and stuff, and just like farming.
Damn, that's old school.
But still kind of anarchy though, because they really wouldn't. It would be lawless, but it's like I think like the thing people are afraid of with the lawlessness is that they don't trust other people.
Yeah,
It's like it's the people that are in power that are more untrustworthy. Instead of like working like fucking 10 hours a day at Walmart, we could just be farming and shit. Just like I would rather work doing something that's real than working for some corporation. And I think most people would be down for that. Like,
yeah, I mean, you're talking to one. I mean, the reason I love DoorDash, like I used to work at 7-Eleven, American Eagle, Taco Bell, that shit. That's one thing I love about what you're doing now is I don't know if you're making a living off what you're doing. I hope you are, or I hope you do. Just asking.
I think
but,
we're all
oh,
going in that direction anyway.
Yeah, I definitely see lots of startups. Do you make a living doing what you do?
I'd probably make what I used to make working full-time minimum wage.
Doing music?
Yeah.
Damn, that's awesome. Congratulations.
But my hours I have a lot more hours. Cause I can't, it's like I'm just on the road all the time. So it's sort of like I'm never not working, I never get to just.
You're enjoying yourself, right?
No.
It's better than working at Walmart.
Playing, but it's mostly like sitting in a band with 3 other people for 6 hours a day and never having my own room, like always like just sleeping in weird places with my band and just it's not after like a couple months of that it's kind of like it's not great, like sometimes you just want to like maybe not sit in a car for 7 hours a day.
Yeah, I get you. How many interviews do you generally do per week or per month?
Maybe like 5 a month.
Damn, well, I'm one of the lucky 5.
But I think that's only right. That's only right now, because the record just came out in February, so it's not going to be like that all the time. It's still kind of a new album.
Where do you see yourself in 5, 10, 15, 20 years?
I see myself dead.
What? Oh, no, come on. You gotta.
It's okay.
I didn't even hear you say that at first. How old are you exactly? I'm 29.
I'm 32.
Oh, so we're both millennials. You're not gonna die in 20 years? Okay, what is your dream? Like, where do you want to be in 20 years? Don't you dare say dead.
In the middle of nowhere, farming and hunting.
I respect that. Are you surprised by the level of success that you've reached?
It seems like surreal. I don't know. Or I feel like it's too soon to say. I don't know. Yeah, it seems surreal right now.
When I talked to you the other night, I was at my buddy John Lee's house, which he wanted me to say hi. He's my buddy up here in Baguio. He runs this, if you ever went on tour of the Philippines, contact Baptized by Fire. And my buddy John Lee's will absolutely hook you up here in Baguio. You'll love it here. He wanted me to say hi to you.
Right on, man.
Do you smoke weed at all, or drink any?
I only drink.
What do you drink?
Well, now I only drink IPA. Yeah, I can't drink liquor anymore.
Oh, how come?
I do sometimes. Well, I'm an alcoholic, so it's just easier.
Hey, I'm one too. It's all
control.
good.
It's easier for me to control myself if I don't drink liquor anymore.
Here in the Philippines, we got some Red Horse, and I have a few bottles there every other day. Ain't nothing wrong with that. It's how you alleviate the stress. In this country, marijuana is illegal, so I can't smoke a joint. But have you heard of Red Horse at all?
No.
Would you ever consider playing in the Philippines? You don't need a visa to come here since you're an American. You can come here for 30 days.
Yeah, I'd be down.
Have you been abroad before?
Shit. I've been to Colombia, Brazil,
Damn.
Germany, France, England, Mexico,
Holy hell. Your
and
itinerary is better than
Italy,
mine. Have you played in any of those places?
and Ireland.
Ireland!
I played in all of them except for Mexico.
Damn, what was the crowd reaction like in those places?
It was good, mostly. Well, I'm not sure it's really fair though. I think it's more like to them it's just such a weird thing that it's like they're into it because it's just different. Like because I was playing blues. I was mostly playing blues. There's just a very specific thing. Like you don't get like African Americans playing blues
In Ireland?
from Tennessee a lot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
In Ireland. So it's like I can't really tell. Like the response was good, but I'm not sure if it was because they really loved it or because it was just interesting to them. I'm good at either one, but it was like to them it would be the same as if somebody from Japan came and played some traditional Japanese music. Like I wouldn't really have enough. I wouldn't know enough about it to know if it was good or not, but I would still be really into it. Or just seeing how they saw things and just like thinking how they talked was interesting. They were nice people, but it was definitely like you're just really interesting.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't think there's anything wrong with that because you are aliens to each other. If it's like, yeah, we're from different parts of the world. It's very rare that we get to meet.
yeah, I mean, it is, like, when I lived in Manila, it would get really tiring because everyone treated me so differently because of where I was from. It's been hard for me to kind of adjust to the culture here.
I'll just go along with the flow, like, all right, dude.
That's super chill, I love that. What countries would you like to play in the future? I'd fucking rock North Korea.
I'd go there. Fuck it. I'd probably, go there and get shot, but fuck it.
Oh, God. My buddy John Lise wanted me to ask you this. Are you a fan of Valerie June?
Yeah, I toured with her a couple times.
Dope! Oh my God. So, when I was showing him your music the other night, when I called you, he's like, dude, you gotta ask her if she knows Valerie June. And I was like, who the fuck's that? So he showed it to me, and I was like, damn, she's awesome. Tell me about that tour, and I know he's gonna love this answer.
Well, we did a couple tours. We did, I think, actually 4 different tours. I think the first one was probably 2019, and we did one last year. Was the last one, but we played all over the U.S. and Canada.
Damn. That's fucking awesome. Or how did you two become in contact?
We both played at Jam in the Van.
Jam in the Van?
In LA. That's like a thing where they record bands playing in a van, and we were both doing that the same day, so we met there, and then I just asked her if she ever needed an opener to hit me up, and then she ended up hitting me up for a tour.
That's awesome. Look at Miss Ohio is the music video I saw.
Oh, that's a cover song.
What about Fade Into You?
That's also a cover song. Her first kind of single was called Working Woman Blues. That's a good song.
I'll have to check that out. She's definitely a damn good singer. She kind of reminds me, the way she sings, like Bjork. Are you a fan of Bjork at all?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like my goddess idol. Since you're into punk, have you heard of KUKL?
No.
So back in the late 70s, early 80s, Bjork, before she ever became the singer she is, she had this no-wave punk rock band called KUKL, or Kuckle. And they only have a few albums out, The Assassin, Eurotrip. You should definitely check that out. I think you'd really enjoy it. It's Nordic punk from up there in Iceland. It's really good.
I'll check it out.
Yeah, not many people who know Bjork know about that. Just because I saw you wear the shirt. What's your opinion of BLM, Black Lives Matter?
I think originally it was great, but there's been kind of some sus stuff like the founders and.
Yeah, I've read that.
But I still think, the original movement.
It was originally a response to injustice of police brutality, of course.
It's just a continuation of the civil rights movement.
Have you been to any rallies or anything?
Oh yeah, totally. I was in LA. Yeah, I was out protesting. Well, I've been going to police brutality protests since I was a kid. So to me, It's just an extension of that. It's almost like what we were talking about. I don't believe in reforming a system, so I don't even know where to start with that. Because it's like I think society would be better off without police in the first place. So it's just sort of weird to think about police reformation. I don't see the point, and I don't think there should be any cops.
So
I think there should be paramedics. I think there should be doctors and firemen, but I don't see the point of cops. They don't show up on time anyway. There's never a time when like people actually need them and call them that they even show up when they should. So really all they do is ticket people and put people in jail and shoot people.
Quota.
That's really all they do. I don't see what they actually do to help anybody.
I mean,
you could be having a real fucking emergency, getting fucking robbed at gunpoint or some shit. They're not gonna show up in time for that. So what do they actually do to help people? Somebody could be fucking chasing you around the block with a gun or a knife. They're not gonna show up in time to stop anything bad from happening.
Yeah,
so what do they actually do? They don't do anything to help anybody. I don't like when I see that another cop. It just happened again. Like it's gonna keep happening. I'm not surprised by it. For me, it's not about reform. It's about abolition. I believe in get rid of the prisons, get rid of the police. I'm not with it. I feel like people would be better off having their own guns and protecting themselves than they would relying on cops. I don't know where to start with any of that shit, because it's just like that's another reason police shouldn't exist. Like, I don't know how many more have to happen before people get really fed up. But if there was a fucking serial killer, you know what we would do? We would just kill him. So I feel like we can handle our own shit. It's called street justice. Like, we can handle that shit on our own.
That's a Cro-Mag song, isn't it?
Yeah, because it's a conclusion that a lot of logical people come to.
And by the way, thank you for answering those questions for me. Is there anything else that you would like to add to this? Like any future plans you have? Anything you'd like your fans to know?
I'm pretty much just on the road. I'm just permanently on tour.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it. I really do.
All right, nice talking to you.